Hey guys, it's Austin, and I'm on the road, so I'm not going to be able to put out normal content for a while. So I figured I would do something a little bit different and kind of inspired by one of my favorite gun YouTube channels, TFB TV. I'm going to be doing my personal top 5 concealed carry guns. So to start this off in the spirit of TFB and good beer, America's oldest brewery, Yingling. Guys from the East Coast, you can make fun of me all you want. This stuff is kind of the East Coast cheap beer. You can't get this out west. Every time I come to the East Coast, this is like the first thing I get. So make fun of me all you want. All right, so we're gonna jump into this pretty quick. Remember, this is my personal list. I've got a lot of experience with a lot of different things. Everyone has their own experiences, so feel free to let me know what you guys think. So starting with number 5, this one's kind of one that I was questioning putting on the list, and that is the Taurus G2C. There's a lot of mixed things people have to say about Taurus. We sold a lot of them when I worked in the store. I never really saw anything too bad coming from Taurus. The guns are not the nicest. The finish leaves a little bit to be desired. The sights leave a lot to be desired. But the trigger's kind of weird. It's got a double action, single action-ish kind of thing going on, but it is a striker-fired gun. But you have to remember, this is a pretty small, pretty compact gun that's not very expensive. For a lot of people who want to shoot the gun not very often, conceal the gun, or use it as a home defense gun, this is a great choice. You can buy the gun, load it up for a couple $100, and if you don't plan on shooting the hell out of the thing, it's gonna last you a long time. Taurus has a really good reputation for taking care of their products and taking care of their people. So I really wouldn't have a hesitation to buy one, except for the fact of if you plan to shoot the gun a lot. If you plan to shoot the gun a lot, you're gonna wanna jump up to something that's a little bit more sturdy. Number 4, I personally own one of these. I really like it. This is what I carried when I lived in California. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Even better, the M&P Shield 2.0. So there's a lot of different versions of this gun. This gun came out in 2012. It's been updated ever since then. It's been out for almost 10 years. I have a standard Gen 1 M&P Shield. Mine had the magazine disconnect and the loaded chamber indicator. What do you get from an M&P Shield? You get Smith & Wesson reliability, Smith & Wesson product development and warranty, and you get a single stack, subcompact, good shooting gun for not a ton of money. I've had my Shield for probably 6 years. I shoot it every once in a while. This is actually the gun that sits on my girlfriend's nightstand, and it is a phenomenal carry gun. I put a set of Trijicon HD sights on there, and it's good to go. Very corrosion resistant, very reliable, light, concealable gun. Number 3 is going to be not very big of a surprise. Might be a surprise that it's not higher on this list, and this is going to be the Glock 43. I own a 43X, that is the slightly longer 10-round gun, and I love it. It competes very, very closely with my M&P Shield, edging out the Shield by just a little bit, just because I'm a Glock guy. The Shield, the biggest downfall to that is going to be the slide release, the slide stop, whatever you want to call it. M&P Shield's the only gun I have to come up over the top. The Glock 43, the 43X, and the new 48, if you want that little bit longer barrel, they're fantastic guns. The 43 and the 43X share holster compatibility. The only thing that isn't compatible is the magazine, so you can't switch a magazine from a 43 into a 43X, vice versa. But sights, holsters, trigger parts, all that kind of stuff are going to be the same, and you get Glock reliability, Glock compatibility, and you get vast, humongous array of parts. Trijicon, Ameriglow, Hackathorn, every kind of sight, part, trigger, everything you can imagine you can find for one of these guns for not a ton of money. And that is a huge plus for a lot of people, and that's why I have one. The 43 originally came out in a silver finish. PVD. They're now putting them out in black DLC. I much prefer the black, but you can go out and pick your poison. And if you don't like it, you can have it Cerakoted. You can even have them milled for red dots. That's how much stuff you can put on a Glock 43. All right, number 2, a gun I'm not a huge fan of, but it is so popular and it is so well received that I have to put it on this list somewhere, and that is the SIG P365. I kind of bought into the hype. I bought the second or third one that came through the shop when I worked there. I took it out to the range and I shot it, and it just didn't do it for me. I'm not a huge fan of the grip angle of the 365, but I can see what SIG did. They designed that gun around the ammunition stack. It's not a double stack, it's not a single stack, it's a 1.5 stack. It is physically the smallest you can get 10 rounds of 9mm into a very compact, very concealable, very carryable package while still making it shootable. And that is something that SIG did very, very well. The gun stippled well from the factory. It's got SIG reliability. It's got really, really good sights from the factory. The best sights from the factory of any guns on this list, by far. Those SIG light night sights are fantastic sights. I don't really have anything bad to say about the P365, except personally, I didn't really like it. I'm a bigger gun guy, so the SIG P365, they have sold a crap ton of them. If you have one, I totally understand. They even released a bigger version, the P365 XL, with a Romeo optic on it, and they released that new SAS, the snag-free one. I haven't played with one of those. It really is interesting. The sighting system is like a bullseye. You have to line up. I don't necessarily know how well that works. I would definitely have to play with one. Number 1, this one shouldn't be a surprise because this is what I carry every single day. I personally think this is probably the most well-rounded firearm ever made, the Glock 19. I can hear what you're saying right now. The Glock 19 isn't a small compact carry gun. Well, that's where you're wrong. The Glock 19 is a compact carry gun. Most people are going to say a 4-inch gun isn't a compact gun. You can listen to Glock, you can listen to whatever people have to say. A 4-inch gun is concealable. You don't have to worry necessarily much about concealing the length of the gun. It's the grip of the gun you have to worry about. And on this grand scheme of things, the Glock 19 isn't very much bigger than, let's say, the Shield or the Glock 43, where most people, the first thing they do anyway, they worry about hanging their pinky, so they throw a magazine extension on there. One of my biggest pet peeves when I worked at the gun shop, the first thing people walk through the door when they want to buy a Glock 26 is they go ahead and put a pinky extension on it. Just go ahead and get that Glock 19. The gun is shootable. It's got Glock reliability. It is the single most popular handgun model ever made. Magazines, sights, parts for these aren't only going to be available in the US, they're going to be available worldwide. So if you are traveling internationally with this gun, you're going to be able to find magazines, you're going to be able to find sights, you're going to be able to find springs, you're going to be able to find every single part for this gun no matter where you are. If I had to choose, you get that age-old question, if you could choose 3 guns, a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, what would it be? The Glock 19 is going to be the handgun I pick. It's big enough to shoot a lot, it's big enough to go to a match, it's big enough to use as a home defense gun. I can throw a light on there, I can throw whatever I need on there, but it is compact enough to go ahead and carry. The Glock 19 has to be number 1. That's why I put it on there, guys.